But now back into the story. To continue programs like these, we need to keep feeding into the population Ponzi, I like to call it, and increased immigration is a way to do that. But to me, this largely feels like that saying of treating the symptom instead of treating the disease, right? Doing something to make the short-term problem go away without really solving the long-term problem, right? Like, I'll go back to this chart that we were just looking at, 1.4 births per woman. I don't think that this is because of some, like Canadians, oh, we no longer want to have as many children, or now everyone's using contraceptives or something like that, and there's not as much birth happening in the country. I think that at least the recent decline in this rate, I think it's largely due to affordability concerns, right? We have seen a decrease over many years, but I think our continued decrease is a result of that. I wonder if things were a little bit more affordable in Canada, perhaps we'd see the average amount of children that are being born to each couple increase, right? But right now, at least I know people my age who are sort of in the age where you start having kids, well, they're saying, okay, we're only going to have one, or we're not going to have any because we can't afford it, right? We can barely afford to support ourselves. And this might be something that a lot of you have experienced. If not you, then maybe your family members or friends. And I agree that this is sort of a population Ponzi is a big problem if we let it get out of control, right? Like if we don't add more and more people to this pyramid scheme of people, well then yeah, there's going to be bad impacts when we can no longer support due to this shrinking population, like we just talked about. But I don't like. There's got to be a balance in there somewhere, right? Like a balance of immigration to actually increasing or sort of like making the cost of living go down in Canada, right? Like this is just what I'm starting to think. Is it making any sense to you? In this case, I think that the treating of the symptom could be making the disease worse, right? Like by adding more and more Canadians to make sure this sort of apocalyptic Ponzi collapse doesn't happen. Well, maybe that's making it more likely that there's more of an issue because it's increasing the cost of living in Canada, right? It seems like a tricky problem, and it's one that I definitely don't have all the answers to. Which is why I'm curious what you think about all of this, right? Like,